Welcome to a Skyrim Addict podcast where I will discuss my adventures and misadventures through Skyrim. Join me. Add your stories, add your tales. Let's get into this thing. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome back, Skyrim Addict podcast. I wanted to click on the Hangout to see who was here, and then because I moved my laptop up on the shelf, I couldn't reach it. So welcome back to Skyrim Addict podcast. I guess 100. We'll call it 100, like we've been saying, and even though it's like 160 or whatever it is. And today it is myself, Jeremy, Colin, Andrew, Victor, and Victor so far. Yeah. And whoever else wants to come in and out as well. Whoever else happens to pop through. But so far it's just the 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that 5? Yeah, 5 of us. Sorry. I was pulling up, I wanted to pull it up on the screen here and see it. But yeah, so I know Andrew doesn't play Skyrim anymore. He's the Fallout man.
I'm playing right now.
Are you? You're playing right now?
Got to load it up, and I am trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing again. Oh,
how long has it been since you played?
Since Fallout came out.
Oh my God! Really? Holy mackerel!
Wow! I actually played Fallout for the first time in like weeks yesterday.
I'm like, why am I not running? Oh, you have to. It's not a toggle thing. You have to hold it in on this game. It's just little minor things. Controls are very similar, but there's little tiny differences that are throwing me off.
Yeah, sneak is a different button and various.
Yeah, I was like, why am I jumping? Oh, I don't know. It's funny.
Let's see, Colin, have you been playing at all? What have you been playing actually?
That's the thing. Nothing.
That's what I thought. I thought you hadn't been playing in a while.
I haven't been playing anything. I played some Witcher 3. Then I think, apart from what I had to do the round table, I haven't been playing any games. No ESO, no Skyrim, no Witcher 3, nothing. It's been about 3 weeks, I think.
Wow.
Damn.
So I think I just needed a little bit of a break away.
Yeah, you got you got to do that every once in a while.
You do?
Well, maybe not, Victor. Maybe not.
No, you're right. Definitely.
Just sometimes you just got to decompress and do something else, you know.
Yeah.
I've been playing a little bit. Have you been playing, Victor? I think I saw you on there the other day when I was playing.
Yeah, I've been. Well, I'm constantly
tinkering.
Yeah, tinkering. Yeah, that's the best word. But it's funny because I've been since I got this new desktop. I've had I think I mentioned it on another podcast. I've had unending troubles with it, and I'm slowly zeroing in on why it's such a problem with Skyrim.
Oh, are you still having issues with it?
Yeah. It's just I can get a game going and tweak it a little bit, and it seems stable for a little while, and then it just starts to crash. And these are, loadouts of mods that I've used reliably long term on my other computer. So it's not the mods. So it's the machine, and I'm almost certain now it's an issue with Windows 10 and DirectX 9, and I think I'm so, like I said, I'm zeroing in on it. We'll see.
That's so bad.
What's that?
I said that sucks so bad. If anyone figure it out, though, Victor.
I think I have, but I haven't. Right now, I'm trying to figure out how to reinstall DirectX 9 on this computer. So, and that's in and of itself seems to be an issue. So, but I don't know. I may be wrong, but that seems to be what is just random, and then sometimes like endless crash to desktop. Just
man,
no particular pattern. Just game gone. It doesn't lock up the machine. It doesn't lock up the system. It just crashes to desktop.
Crashes the game out to desktop. Yeah.
Yep. and that's, I mean, that can be a memory issue, but it's not a memory issue. I have plenty of memory. I've run loggers and memory blocks and things like that. All that stuff, I've done it all.
Huh.
So,
and it's still not. Jeez.
But I had a game going for a while there, yeah. So I have been playing a modded game. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, I've been keeping mine pretty lightly modded right now because everything's running good. And you know what? And I know we've mentioned this a bunch of times, but the Bigger Trees mod is, I think, one of my favorite things ever.
It is so cool, isn't it? And it seems to have inspired several other new tree mods.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's one that came out a couple weeks ago that I noticed when it just popped up on the. Because I check the Nexus every day for Fallout 4 and Skyrim.
See what pops up.
And I saw it when it popped in when he uploaded the mod, and it looked interesting. So I grabbed it, and about a week later, it hit the top 5 list. It's called, I think, David's Trees.
Huh. I'll have to write that down.
Yeah, it's cool. I don't know if it's compatible with Simply Bigger Trees.
Yeah, I may have to. Maybe I'll put that on a different save, or different. What is it called in Mod Organizer? A different profile.
Profile, yeah. Well, it's all meshes and textures, so it doesn't really hurt your game to load and unload mods like that.
Yeah.
But let me just look for a second here. I have it somewhere. Yeah, David's Trees.
Oh.
So that's one to try. And then there's a couple others that showed up after the Simply Bigger Trees. One of them that sort of increases the not the resolution, but you get more needles on your pine trees, basically.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so the trees look more, less blocky than they do.
Yeah. I think I have something that does that with the aspens down by Riften.
Yeah, that's a nice mod too. Realistic aspen trees or something like that. Yeah.
So the aspen one does bog me down a bit if I'm running fast. Like if my guy's walking, it's fine. But when it has to render them faster, and I'm running or on a horse or something, it really that frame rate starts to drag, to say the least.
Yeah. I found one thing that helped with that is to change your object fade in the launcher.
Oh, okay.
If you go into the launcher and check it's in the advanced tab or something like that. Set it to medium or something like that. That sometimes helps that hitching.
And that'll ease that up a little bit.
Yeah, because I was noticing it when I was especially riding horses. Yeah, that you get constant hitches.
Yeah, you're coming up so fast on everything. I guess it's just doesn't have the time to.
Yep. Yeah.
To make it happen, but the bigger, it's a simple mod, but man, it really makes the world feel different.
Yeah, it sure does, especially in Falkreath, where the trees, it makes it's almost like you're walking through the Sierras or something. I mean, not the Sierras, you know what I'm talking about. So sequoias, they're so big. It's pretty cool. I like it.
Yeah, it makes it feel like a real forest when you're down there. Yeah. And hopefully that's the kind of stuff you'll be seeing in with the console mods.
I hope so. I assume that would work on console.
It's a pretty simple one. I would
Yeah, it's
relative.
Again, it's meshes. It's just meshes and textures. I don't think there's an ESP involved in Simply Bigger Trees.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. So it should be fine on console.
I haven't done a lot of the Fallout 4 modding, so how's that going console-wise? Well, Andrew, you're running on console, right?
I wouldn't claim to be any sort of expert on the matter.
But is it no issues or anything really?
I get the occasional if I'm running into an obvious cell division point between when I was running from Red Rocket to Lexington, say.
Oh, okay.
Or Concord. What is that? What the town that is just right there?
Concord.
Concord. I was running down to Concord, and you can tell there's the road splits and T's, and one cell ends and the other one starts. I did get little hiccups in areas like that. Sometimes now that I'm running a bunch of different, grass and weather texture.
Mods, yeah.
And what it actually might have more to do with is the Beantown interiors.
Oh.
Sure. I can't tell yet by activating and deactivating stuff because it doesn't happen frequently enough that it is a big issue or that I notice it a ton. And it doesn't happen frequently enough that I can just simply turn something off and be like, okay, here's a known spot where it happens. I'm going to go here and test it out and see if it doesn't happen that frequently. So it's not that big of an issue.
Huh.
Does the Beantown Interiors has a holotape control thing for it? Does it have that on the console version too?
Yeah, I think most of the mods, at least the good ones, come with a holotape with load instructions, load order, this sort of that thing.
Good.
And I try to read those to the best of my ability. I also try not to disable anything once I've started it.
Well, I think if there's a disable command or whatever in the holotape, that's going to be pretty safe, I would say, if the authors built it right in.
Well, I don't know if it's a command so much as instructions on how to disable effectively. On some of them, maybe some of them just have a disable right there on the holotape. That'd be ultra convenient.
I was just looking at the Beantown interior. I didn't do anything with it, but it seemed to me there were some settings available for it in the holotape, at least in my version of it.
I can't tell, but I think the Beantown also added things to the load screen menu. Is that possible?
That's weird.
Yes.
Okay, because it added there's some new things I'm noticing after I loaded mods, load screens. Like, I don't know.
The mods do that in Skyrim too. Yeah, they'll add.
Oh yeah.
There's some things that I'm not sure if it was with the 1.6 update or with mods that add like
little things.
There's one specifically, obviously, for Beantown Interior. It says Beantown Interiors not only opens up more buildings in the downtown area, but also adds new weapons and this and that. So that's an obvious one. But there's also one that I thought was funny that about drunken gnomes. Has anyone seen the drunken gnomes?
No.
So that was pretty funny. I think that was added by a mod, if I remember right. But I also started finding garden gnomes all over the place. I'm pretty sure that was just with a regular DLC workbench edition. So.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's gnomes on Far Harbor. I know that much.
Yeah, there's little garden gnomes. But this one specifically talks about drunken gnomes and the mischief they get into at night.
Oh, jeez.
So I'm not sure what added that. But no, mods are going great so far. I have no complaints. They are a little sticky. I'm not picking ones that make you automatically God mode immediately.
Well, yeah.
You have to do a combo.
That's just silly.
Get stuff. Like I added a really cool mod that'll let you add any legendary effect to any weapon, except for the fact that you have to do a science of 4 before you can do that. So it's going to take a long time before I'll actually be able to use it. Yeah. So they're doing a good job of adding mods that you can't just abuse right away. I assume there are ones that you can.
But if you're not looking for them, you're not going to do them anyway.
But still, I would like to play with it. It's going to take me to level 30 or 40 before I can get to play with some of these.
Yeah, that's good when they balance it that way by sort of locking it behind perks and things.
I would give a big thumbs up. I think Jeremy's also playing mods on console too, right?
Yes, sir.
So pretty smooth. So when the special edition hits, we should be no issues.
Victor said they wouldn't hit immediately, probably, which I was kind of upset.
Well, it's going to take time for things to be ready.
I want to work, Frostfall or some interesting side quest, like a quest mod into the round table. But if we can't...
I mean, as far as Frostfall goes, I think we know that he's working on that now. But
definitely.
The only problem is nobody really knows if it's going to. It's a DirectX 12, I think, is what they've upgraded it to.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a lot of mods that may or may not work stably in DirectX 12, and then of course all the mods that require the script extenders just simply aren't going to happen.
They're not going to happen, yeah.
Until they're modified to work without them, which is what Chesco is doing with Frostfall. Yeah. So.
That'll be awesome when that can come over. You know what? Speaking of, is the special edition going to have the Fallout loot system, or will that have to be? Will you have to do that mod wise?
Heard that? Gee whiz!
What's
love that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they're doing that.
You mean where things show as you pass by them?
Yeah, the quick loot. Yeah. I wonder if that's going to be added in, or if you just have to use a mod to do that.
by category instead of having to divide everything up by container.
Well, there's a lot of good sorting mods out there already.
Yeah.
I don't know if but as far as Skyrim goes, there's, Sky UI isn't going to happen.
No.
So somebody will come along and do, I hope anyway, will do something that'll work on, without the script extenders that modifies the user interface, as nicely as Sky UI does.
And I've gotten spoiled, Victor. I'm going to need someone to make me a VATS mod for Skyrim.
Isn't there something, Colin? Isn't there something that
right? That's
Sorry?
just good. I'm sure that has to exist, right? That's just too good.
Well, I thought Colin knew about one. No?
No, you could probably get the slow time show.
Oh yeah, you could work it in in that way somehow. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. There's a way to make an equivalent basically in each game. Pass back.
I mean, VATS doesn't really. Yes, it does. I was going to say VATS doesn't do a whole lot for a sword and board character, but I guess it.
Yeah, I guess it could.
Well, actually, the character I have now has a ton of AP. So if you have lots of AP and then VATS, you can get 15 swings of the right weapon in.
Yeah,
and if you get blitz, you can do a melee VATS from a lot farther away, which is kind of cool.
But I'm excited for the possibility of Skyrim console mods. It's going to be great. Jeremy, had you had good success with your modding with your console so far?
So far, it's not been too bad. I've had a couple of quests that are glitched. Like Sanctuary, I can't build those beds. Every time I build a bed, it doesn't increase the quest to 20%.
Mm-hmm.
And at Starlight Drive-In, I can't build I build the radio beacon, and it keeps telling me I need to build it. So, but besides that, I think I've had 2 crash to the desktop basically, but that's it. So I'm happy.
I actually, you're right. I was having a couple of crash to desktops, and then I updated all my mods, and everything stopped crashing the last few days. So,
that's good.
Yeah, so hopefully the updates keep repairing things.
Mm-hmm.
So you think your issues with the radio beacon are related to mods, Jeremy?
I would say just scrap it and try it again. I bet you it'll work.
You mean try the...
Scrap it, fast travel away, come back.
Oh, I've done that.
Yeah, okay. Never mind.
Because I actually had the Kellogg memory sequence in the memory den. It was glitched where that last memory I couldn't see Kellogg or the boy.
Oh no!
But I could talk, I could activate the dialogue, but it wouldn't bring up the cursor. So I just randomly went back, and it worked. So
that's weird. I try mods
in and out once in a while, but
yeah.
But for the most part, you think your mods are fairly stable. I'm having a pretty good experience. I think the benefits are so far outweighing the negative part.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's good.
I'm really hoping they get released quick right after the Skyrim.
And those poor PS4 people, I hope that they get some mods.
Yeah, we shall see. We shall see. I'm not holding my breath on that one.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, there's
to the point where they're just going to stop working on it, right? I mean, they'll still.
Well, Pete Hines claims they're
working
hard with Sony, et cetera, So
I see those tweets, and I see the emptiness behind all of them.
Yeah,
it's true.
It's all spin.
Yeah, so that's what we have. What is today? August, September, October. So we have 3 months before it comes out again for the second time. So that gives more time with Fallout doing the mods and more time for. I think it was released early enough where people have time to, I guess, update whatever they need to on the mods to make them compatible. Or do they have to wait until it comes out to see if it works?
I think there's a lot of. I don't know, honestly. I think people are working under certain assumptions. But yeah, I think it's going to be. They're going to have to. Once it comes out,
trial and error a little bit.
See how it works. Yeah. Again, I think a lot of the simply texture and mesh related mods may work, immediately.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's but anything, big mods like weather mods and things like that, that's really a question. I don't know. I mean, I use Vivid Weathers a lot in Skyrim, and it's really nice. I don't know how that'll work. But I mean, a lot of these guys have programmed for. I mean, the engine underneath is very similar between Skyrim and Fallout, right? So Fallout for that. So they've people like Manga Club and who did Vivid Weathers and some of these other guys. They've all done mods now for Fallout 4. So theoretically, they have that under their belt. So if the updated Skyrim engine is basically a sort of a sideways step from Fallout 4, then maybe it won't be such a big deal.
Here's to hoping.
Yeah, that's true. If that gives them that experience building on that already,
right.
That should hopefully make it a smoother transition. Because I'd like to see a decent amount of stuff off the bat to for people to try out. And
you're running down a road, and all of a sudden, in Fall Creek, and all of a sudden, like an NCR ranger with a submachine gun steps out from behind a rock and mows you down.
That would be amazing, yeah. Or you find some power armor and a Dwemer power armor.
Yeah.
Which I guess is kind of like the Centurions, basically.
Yeah.
Basically, you climb in a Dwemer Centurion and run down.
Yeah, actually, that's an awesome idea. That's very cool.
That would be pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
They should give you a giant one you can ride or something.
All right, 10 Dwarven Centurions versus Liberty Prime.
Yeah, no contest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope some of the quest mods do make it over early on, too, because it just adds to the world. But I think you're going to have enough new players that didn't play it before because of that 5-year gap. I mean, what is it, a 5-year gap? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we're getting new players right on the Facebook group now. People who've never played it before.
Yeah. Yep.
Surprised me.
Who came to the group because of Fallout are now trying Skyrim for the first time, and people are loving it. And I was just about to mention, because Victor said they're built on similar engines, and I was about to say I was loading up Skyrim today in order to just have it on for the show, and I was expecting, okay, here we go. We're going to, I've been playing Fallout 4 for so long. It's spoiled me. I'm going to be, these graphics are going to harsh me. These are going to be terrible load systems. And I loaded up and I'm like, holy shit, Skyrim is great.
Yeah, it looks great. Still looks great.
Still looks wonderful. It feels and plays smooth. It's amazing. And so that just goes to show that, Fallout 4 was kind of, it proved to me that it's kind of built around the same sort of style.
Yeah, it's basically I think it's an updated version of the creation kit, etc. So,
but it still plays great. Oh man, good stuff.
So yeah.
So Jeremy, I was going to suggest to you that you should go back and play more Skyrim now, so that you can get a really good flavor of what the updates are when the updates do happen in October, and report back. Sort of like, take some ideas and videos and notes on it, and then do a comparison and contrast to someone who hasn't played it before. You know what I mean?
I would have to get a machine that would run it.
Oh God.
Oh, you don't have a 360 or anything?
No, not anymore.
Past consoles.
Do you have a PC that'll run it?
Hey, you have an old PC, don't you?
I'm sure the laptop will run it, but
yeah.
Is it an i5 or even an i7?
Oh, I couldn't tell you that. No, it's a couple years old.
Well, a couple years old, yeah.
Yeah, you figured the game is 5 years old at this point, so.
For sure.
No, that'd be awesome. No pressure or anything, but it'd be fun to hear, some differences. There are people who are saying that they're going to play some Skyrim, who came to the group specifically because of Fallout. They said, okay, we're excited about this new Skyrim release, so we're going to play some Skyrim, then we're going to go back and we're going to play some Oblivion. It's like, no. You need to go back and play Oblivion first before you play Skyrim, because it'll be...
That's an awful lot of work, though, just like, just play Skyrim.
I'm going to power through all of these games. I'm like,
you're not going to be able to power through them, because just to get through Oblivion is a lot of time.
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah.
I mean, if you want to try it, to play it because you want to experience it, I would go for it. But I wouldn't make that a
priority before the release.
Yeah. I think Skyrim's just a much easier entry point for everyone because of the leveling system.
Yeah, and it's not like Mass Effect where, going back to play through Mass Effect, if you really want to get the story, such an awesome series of games, but you really almost have to go back and play Mass Effect 1, and it's just so. It's just so dated. It's hard to go back and play it. Whereas with Oblivion isn't quite as they're not interdependent as much. So
aren't intertwined as much.
Yeah, because I think if you do have a lot of people who just experienced Fallout 4 and never played the other stuff, Skyrim's definitely closer. Yeah, for sure, and it would be easier. But if you have people who did play Oblivion, definitely go back. I still go back, but it is hard, man. Those potato heads are tough.
Yeah, well, I've said that so many times on these podcasts. I couldn't play Oblivion. It was just so awful. As good as the story is in so many ways, it's just like it drove me crazy.
I always played as an archer, and being an archer in Oblivion is not like being an archer in Skyrim.
No, that's true. Yeah.
It's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
It's not as seamless and not as easy.
Yeah, and try it in Morrowind. It's
God, I can only yeah.
I mean, I always liked the stories in Oblivion, but and the quests and things.
Yes,
but
yeah.
It's funny though. I've like going back to like Fallout New Vegas. I find that actually fairly easy. I really enjoy playing Fallout New Vegas, even though the graphics are fairly dated in that game as well. But I just don't enjoy as much going back into the older. And maybe that's related to the fact that it's not strictly a Bethesda game. I don't know.
Yeah, I find Well, for me, you know what? Maybe because I played a lot of Oblivion, I didn't have much of an issue going back to Fallout 3. Because I guess they're relatively close in age.
Yeah, about the same.
Yeah, year or two difference, whatever it was. But I don't have too much of an issue going back to that. But I think if you didn't play those, and like if you're someone who's younger who was say like 13 when Skyrim first came out, so you're like 18 now and you want to play it, going back to Oblivion is like going back to when you were like 1. So it's or whatever it was. What is it? It's not that old, but what is it? 11 years old or something this year or something, or 10 years old, whatever it is. So a decade in gaming time is a long time.
It sure is. Yep.
I mean, you're talking the beginning. That was early on in the 360 generation.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're talking quite a long time ago. So if you're younger, it's probably really hard to go back to.
Yeah.
And haven't experienced that game style.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, my kids who are in their late 20s and early 30s, they like going back to some of those games. My daughter in particular loves Mass Effect, all those BioWare games, and Dragon Age, and she goes back and replays the early ones fairly regularly, and that's for her. It's sort of nostalgic and cool and stuff, But yeah, but then she was like 15 or 16 when they came out.
Yeah, that sweet spot for your nostalgia.
Yeah, totally.
It's why I go back and still play King's Quest.
That's why I go back and do LSD all the time. Sorry, I had to throw that in there.
Sounds perfect only, right? No.
Oh man. Oh, that would be too good. Oh, you know what I meant to bring up? So I was playing yesterday, and I did, and this is something I have not done probably since the first time I played the game, and you will all know why once I say what it is. I went and looked for the Quill of Germination.
Oh, God. I think it's the only thing in Skyrim I've never found.
Oh my God! Because I'm going through the Thieves Guild, of course, and I'm like, wow, I know I did early on. I got Vlad out of there or Vald out of there that way, going through Maven Blackbriar and getting the quill and all. I was like, man, I haven't done it that way in a long time. Let me go do it. I ended up swimming around that damn lake for like 25 minutes. I'm like, where is this goddamn quill? It's like I can't find this thing. And finally, I looked it up, and it's
near a boat or something.
What's that? Yeah, it's near. There's the two boats. There's the big boat by where the bees are. You got to burn it down. I forget the name of it. The island where the mansion. You got to burn down the beehives.
The Golden Briar.
Golden something estate. And there's a boat at the Riften docks. If you go between those, like halfway between those two, and then head a little north, you'll kind of find it. But you really can't see it until you're within like 5 feet of it. I ended up swimming all over that stupid lake, and I'm like, oh, Jesus. Now I remember why I haven't looked for this since I did it one time. So I did that for the first time in forever.
Stones.
What's that, the Baron's stones?
No. They're
Oh, you're all chopped.
Oh, sorry.
What were you saying?
No, exactly. I was just saying. I thought you were going to say that you weren't looking for the Baron's stones. Was the?
Oh God, no. I did that.
With the quest markers.
Yeah, you'll definitely. If I assume that mod will be pretty early on. I would think something like that would be pretty early.
Markers.
Yeah. So if you want to do the Baron's stones, definitely use that because otherwise you'll just bang your head against the wall. But
yeah, well, I had started the most recent game that I started and thought it was pretty stable until last night when it started to crash. But anyway, I finally decided I was going to play that huge mod, the Legacy of the Dragonborn, the Relic Hunter, which is pretty awesome. I gotta say, it's huge. And so I was thinking, well, maybe for this one I'll do the Baron's because that's the whole point of that mod is to collect everything and bring it to the museum in Solitude. And not only that, but the mod author has actually added a bunch of quests in and created a whole bunch of other new-ish.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's a huge mod. I mean, it's a manual only download from the Nexus because it's actually bigger than interesting NPCs. It's about 2.5 gigabytes. And,
is it?
Yeah, it's huge. I don't think we'll ever see it on console, obviously. But it's a pretty cool mod. And of course, so I downloaded it and loaded it up and carefully tweaked everything to make sure hopefully it turned off all my auto saves and everything, and so and it was version 15.34 or something like that, and so yesterday morning I sat down and I went on the Nexus, and of course he uploaded version 16 so, and you have to start with a new save. You can't update partway in, so I'm level 7 or 8, and then of course yesterday evening the stupid thing started to crash, so now I'm screwed anyway. But it's highly recommended. Anybody who has a PC and wants to sort of go back into a Dragonborn playthrough and really go for all of the everything, any possible, from Daedric all the way up and down through everything else, all of the little bits and pieces, including the Quill of Gemination, everything, all the claws.
About that museum mod.
What's that? What about it?
About the museum mod, right?
It's called Legacy of the Dragonborn.
Legacy of the Dragonborn. I'm going to download that right now.
Collection of every artifact, right?
Every artifact and more, because he
added stuff.
He added stuff, yeah. So
I really hope that comes over.
Yeah, no, it won't. You'll never see it on console. At least I seriously doubt it.
It makes me sad.
Well, it's too huge for one thing. It's already over your cap.
Oh, it's already over the limit.
And it's also, it requires the script extender and stuff. So
we're assuming that 2 gig cap will also transfer over to other games with mods as well. They won't.
I guess, yeah. Maybe it won't.
Maybe it'll go up some as they get more efficient with it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. It may not. By the way, I noticed that my excuse for not getting an Xbox One S has gone away because they, instead of releasing the 500 gigabyte version in December, it's actually going to be available later this month. So,
oh, is it?
Yeah. So maybe I will get one after all.
And Kara has joined us if she's still there.
I'm
Kara.
still here. Hi.
And you also have no Skyrim experience?
None at all. But I tell you what, right now it's 50% off on Steam.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they're having the Quake sale, right? QuakeCon sale or whatever.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I talk about being a Bethesda fanboy. I looked at the sale, and I don't think there's anything I don't have already. So.
Yeah. I was kind of mad at myself for doing the Steam Summer sale for I went back and got Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, and this is an even better deal because they're all 50% off.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of kicking myself. But I'm thinking I should wait because I am planning on getting the Skyrim remastered when it comes out. But I mean, the deal right now is really good, but it won't be remastered.
I think you get a free upgrade if you get it on PC. You play on PC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll get the upgrade free.
You get the free upgrade, yeah.
Buy the reduced price one because you get a free upgrade, and I'm glad you brought that up because I think that's something everyone should know. If you have it on PC, you get a free upgrade to the advanced edition or special edition or whatever they're calling it.
Yeah, otherwise it'll be a full price game, like a $60 game, I think.
Yeah, so go ahead and buy the reduced price now and upgrade for free later.
Sweet. I'm glad I hopped on.
Yeah. And then play the heck out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, make sure you have to get all the DLCs. You have to have the Legendary Edition or all the DLCs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 50% off is for the Legendary Edition, correct?
I think so. Let me double check in the store.
Because if you don't, it won't upgrade for you. I don't.
Yeah. It has to. I don't know if it has to be specifically Legendary or if you just have to have all of the DLC. I would think you would just have to have all the DLC if they're not specifically selling it as Legendary at the moment.
Yeah. I think that's what's considered to be Legendary.
That's considered it, because if you bought it originally and then bought the DLCs, you didn't technically buy Legendary anyway. So
built your own Legendary edition.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. See, we're recruiting all kinds of new Elder Scrolls players here and Skyrim Off the Record. Or Skyrim, what did I just call it? I was thinking of something else, sorry. At Skyrim Addict. Oh, my God.
I was a little bit worried about your new Let's Play, because I'm thinking you're going to create an entire generation of sneaky fucking archers. So me and Andrew are going to have to do our own updates to send them in to make sure people do it right.
If you want to pick a quest line and use like two-handed, go ahead.
Yes.
I'm just sneaking.
Explain the Let's Play. What is that?
It's not up on iTunes or Google Play yet. It will be this week probably. I'm waiting for it to get approved. But just basically did an audio Let's Play of. I'm going through the main quest right now, and kind of just want to do all the major quests. But like, if somebody wanted to do whatever the companions, like go ahead, go for it. Do the companions, and we'll post those in order. You know what I mean? So there's like an audio archive of doing it, basically. So
so it's audio only.
Yeah, just an audio only type. I thought it would be something different.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
So I'm going through it. Like the only modding I have on it is for me visually, so it doesn't really affect. Oh, and weather, which kind of. Oh my God, I have one. Yeah, I have one of the weather mods, and it was raining the one time, and I could see like maybe 4 feet down the path.
What, True Storms? Did you get True Storms?
It might have been. I forget what I'm running. I have to pull it up. But whatever it was, let's see. Where is it at? Let me pull up that character. 2K textures, sounds, dungeon, lights, bigger trees. It must be part of something else I'm running. Could it be part of the 2K textures or something?
No, that's not a weather mod.
Sounds of Skyrim, bigger trees.
Could be Sounds of Skyrim, but Sounds of Skyrim doesn't have a weather. I don't think it has a weather module. It does have different sounds for weather.
Yeah, they add that. Let's see. I don't have. I'm not because I'm running very very little on that character just because I want to play it vanilla. Basically, the quest vanilla. I didn't want to change too much. It's like I'm not even running Ordinator or anything. Let's see, Pure Waters. I'm running the three sounds mods, Pure Waters, it might be the enhanced lights and FX.
Mm-hmm.
I think that adds to it, right? That's the one that adds
some weather for that.
Yeah. Well, it turns into like torrential downpours, where it's like you may as well be swimming underwater. You can't see anything. It was so. Oh my God! It was raining so hard, and I was going up. I think I was going from Riften to Iverstead, and I couldn't see more than 10 feet down the path, if that. I'm like, oh my God, I got to get there. I'm going to die. And Colin, if you listen to the latest, there's a tragic ending to the latest episode. Sorry.
Oh, no.
There's tragedy at the end of episode 4.
Are you recording the game sound at the same time?
Yes, yeah. I'm trying to balance it out. I've been tweaking it a little bit to make me a little lower and it a little louder, so it balances out a little better. But I think I still got to work on that a little. But yeah,
what do you need to record that?
I'm just running. I have my mixer, so it's running through the mixer.
Oh, okay.
And then I'll just record it on Audacity or something on the top. So
I get it.
But I think the first one was a little long because of the whole, cart ride and everything else takes a while. Yeah, the whole Helgen part takes a little while. The last 3 were about 20-some minutes.
So when you walk someone through, when you made your first episode, are you doing like highlighting how you build a character and how you always do it, or what the different options are? Or are you just building the character and scooting through that part?
I'm not really getting into like how to craft and how to do stuff like that. I'm just going through the actual quest parts of it.
Okay, because at some point you said we're going to do some Skyrim episodes as well for new people.
Yeah, I'd like to do that here where we like talk about how we do crafting or whatever and stuff like that right before.
That's a great idea. Yeah,
because it's been so long.
I needed something like that when I was starting Skyrim. It was really daunting to dig through.
Yeah, I figure as we get towards October, that would be good to do because there's probably a lot of people who go in and like they'll start making stuff and be like, "What the hell am I doing? Why am I making this?" And end up with 40.
Yeah,
what's that?
If we tell them how to get through it, then we won't be able to laugh at them as much.
Sure we will.
Look, as long as they sneak everywhere, that's all that matters.
Well, we'll just tell them the wrong way, Colin, and then we can laugh at it.
Oh, I gotta check the thing here. I'm getting some feedback.
Something's going on with the audio.
Yeah.
Jeremy, hop off.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, poor Jeremy.
It's that Wisconsin internet. I don't know what it is. We got to run some fiber optics out there or something.
Well, it never happens on the other podcast. Yeah, or the CF podcast.
No, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I haven't noticed it. There are 6 people on, so that could be affecting that end of it. Just happens.
So what do you say, Andrew? Do you want to do a Let's Play? Because I was thinking that we need somebody to do a 2-handed character, but I was hoping to do maybe a full-on mage character, an Ultima mage maybe, and you could represent the 2-handed.
Yeah, I don't mind doing that at all. And since it's just audio, reminder, I cannot stream any of this stuff. I don't have a PC, so I can't stream any video.
All I was going to do is just record myself playing with the phone app like we do our feedback.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. No, that's a good call. I don't know why, but I'm always drawn to the damn Bard's Quest. I know it's not long or that involved, but...
That's a pretty cool one, though.
I like going and talking to King, what's his name,
and doing the whole make up the song or poem or whatever.
Yeah, no, that's kind of fun. I if you guys don't care, I might do a.
It's got one good battle in it too, so
it's a quick quest. It's not as long as the companions. But yeah, no, that's fun. I'll totally do a Let's Play 2-handed. You can do a mage, Colin. That'd be fun. Are you going to do your what sort of mage do you have in mind for doing a Let's Play?
Just an Altmer destruction. I think they've could add a bit of illusion as well. So
Altmer scum.
Yeah, I would think if you had the voice memo app and the sound turned up, you could capture everything. I would think.
Oh yeah, I would have to get the sound. I'll just blast the sound.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how it would sound or not. I don't know. I could.
That might sound a little weird in the background like that because it phase in and out of that.
Yeah.
I could get right up next to the TV like I did when I was a kid. That'll be fun.
There's ways to do it.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. It'll be fun. I could always, I do have a little mixing board now. I can put a little microphone next to it. I can set up a little ghetto.
Oh, or actually, if you wanted to just do the audio of it, you could do it on YouTube, and I could just rip the audio off of it.
There you go.
You could stream it to YouTube, and I could just rip the audio off of it.
If I had a PC, I could stream my audio.
Oh, well, no. You know what you could do?
You know what I should do is get my webcam pointed at my stupid TV.
No, you could.
This would be the Wayne's World of video podcast over here.
No, you just get your mixer and do the audio out from your TV into the mixer into your computer.
Oh, no, we can totally do that.
Yeah, because it'll capture the audio coming in, and it'll also capture your mic.
You are a brilliant.
Look at that. we solve problems here.
Basics in audio engineering with ASA Podcast.
So I think I might roll into Dragonborn after I'm done the main quest.
That's fun.
And just go right from main quest to Dragonborn to kind of just roll with that same storyline. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
what do you want to do, Colin? What storyline were you thinking?
Yeah, Mage's Guild kind of sticks out.
Makes sense.
Yeah, as a mage, that makes sense.
Victor, do you have any preferences?
I don't know. I hadn't really thought about it until just now. So,
and of course, we can get Jeremy on this, and Kara, if you go ahead and buy it, we can get you roll people in. Let's get this going.
Yeah,
that would be funny.
The deal right now is insane, and there are only 3 DLCs, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, the bundle for that right now, the total is 59% off, and it's $26.65.
Oh, that's a good deal.
Ridiculously good.
Yeah, and then you get the automatic upgrade, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
Did anybody clear up how the upgrade is going to happen? Obviously, it's going to be a separate download, because if it's an update and it auto updates everybody's Skyrim's going to break that has at least one mod in the install.
Yeah, no, there would be a giant scream of death if they did that.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a separate.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. I think it'll be a separate game, separate install.
Yeah, but you can transfer your old saves into that new install.
I'm not sure about that.
Oh, really? No.
I don't think so, because it's a totally different graphics engine, right? So old saves probably won't work.
That's interesting. I thought that's something that they would have definitely included.
I don't know.
My goodness.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, it's a different engine, so I don't know. Wow, Juan is in the car with headphones on, I think.
Hilarious.
Oh, sorry about that.
I think he's just flying in a helicopter right now during the traffic. Yeah, we were just talking about the special edition, and
oh yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Wow, your audio is really good, by the way.
That's interesting. You could always podcast from your car.
Yeah, I would think it would be a whole separate download as well, like Colin and Victor said. I don't see why it wouldn't be.
Yeah, interesting.
Because it would just break everything, wouldn't it? If it wasn't.
I think so.
Yeah.
No, I'd be royally pissed off if that happened. If it broke all my careful work.
Oh God, yeah. After all the.
Yeah.
I would laugh so hard.
Yeah.
Can we do a season of the round table where everybody has to sneak everywhere and use archery? Can we do that?
I'm down with it.
No.
No two-handed weapons whatsoever.
Not unless you want to hear a fat Irishman cry.
Especially about Skyrim, because it's so easy to get back into Skyrim.
Yeah. Yep.
And then to be told you can only sneak and be an archer.
Yeah.
No! We would hear Colin scream all the way over here on the West Coast.
Oh, man.
Like a mofo. I should be getting back into ESO in the next week or so. I just caught up with the most recent episode of Critical Role. So.
Oh my gosh,
nice.
I burned through a ton of those recently.
Yeah.
I thought I had
Are you watching them on YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh, because you can just snap YouTube on while you're playing.
What? I can't play a game and then watch something at the same time.
Okay, never mind then.
I've tried that too. I can't do it either. It's just too distracting.
Yeah, pretty much.
I've,
When I play, the world disappears, or if I'm watching something, everything else, the world disappears. I have to be in what I'm doing. I can't be doing two things at the same time, because then neither of them get done properly.
Yeah.
And how do you feel doing commentary while you're playing? Is that okay to do? Does that take you out of your experience?
Actually, it just verbalizes my inner monologue that I always have on anyway.
Okay, cool.
Like walking down the street, that guy's an asshole. That guy's an asshole. I'm walking past a lot of mirrors.
Yeah, I'm like 17 days away from having four items of heavy armor with 9 traits. Then I can.
Yeah, you guys don't know what that means.
I have no idea.
But it is effing awesome because
yeah.
once you get 5 traits on there with 9 on them, that means you can get all the ones from the Imperial City as well, can't you?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Twiceborn Star because I can have 2 Mundus Stones at the same time.
Yeah, I usually go with resistance and spell penetration.
Nice. Yep, I'm going Shadow and Thief.
You would, damn sneaky archer. Get over the other side of the room with Michael.
Actually, I'm playing a Stamina Nightblade, and I am just in your face, just attacking. It's pretty nice. And then I also built a Dragon Knight, which is really fun too. Just Stamina Dragon Knight.
That's all poison damage, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a beast. I made her as tall as I could and Imperial, so.
Oh, Imperial, that's real good.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
You doing? You must be doing. If you're doing Imperial and Dragon Knight, you must be doing a tank.
Yep. Sword and board.
Sword and board, yeah, definitely.
Yep. It's awesome. I've never been that guy that goes in and just, tries to just outlast a fight and just kind of hack and slash and just be out in your face, but I'm really enjoying it. And then with the guild we're doing delves, so I'm gonna be running as a tank.
Yeah.
Nobody really has a dedicated tank.
Yeah, I was just about to say when I was playing the PC version, when I'd go to group up with the chat to go and do delves or run caves and stuff like that. You'd have a guy DPS, and then suddenly a guy could pull up tank, and then there's about 30 people sending him requests. Join my group. Either a healer or tank, you never have to worry about finding a group because about 60 DPS guys will keep on sending you messages. Can you come and do a delve with me? Can you come and do a delve with me?
Because everybody wants to build a Nightblade.
That's exactly like being a drummer.
Yeah, or a bassist.
Drums or bass, you can play in any effing band that you want to. You can never.
You don't even have to be good.
Yeah. Drums. If you're willing to carry a drum set in and out of a show, in anyone's band, because no one wants to do that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
and nobody wants to play the exciting bass as well.
The exciting bass. Victor, is Enderal in English yet?
No, not that I know of.
Okay, I just thought of that. Sorry, I saw it on the screen. I just thought of it for a second.
Yeah, it was supposed to be. They said that the English version was going to be out in the month of July, but unless I missed something, it's not out yet.
Yeah, I haven't noticed it either. So I was just curious if that was out yet, because I just saw a bug fix for it, and they're all bug fixes mod. Yeah,
there've been a lot of bug fixes and also patch mods and things like that. For it. And I don't know how interested in it I am, but it might be fun to try.
Yeah, I didn't know if I wasn't sure if I was going to use it or not, but it's a totally
separate game. It's not even really. It's not Skyrim anymore.
Yeah.
So, But and I mean, I can puzzle my way through some German, but I think it'd be way too hard for me to try
to do a whole entire game.
Yeah, no, I don't think I'd manage. But so yeah, it'd be interesting. They could even, I don't know if you could do I guess it would be, I'm not sure which is if they're doing subtitles or whether they're doing an actual voice
acting. Yeah,
I don't know. So subtitles will be fine. I mean, I play things like Metro in Russian with the subtitles.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 'cause I love the sort of the atmosphere of it.
Oh, okay.
It's a little hard when things get really, exciting to keep up with the subtitles, but.
Oh yeah, when things are moving pretty quick to to try and read and do all that.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
It's not exactly something simple. Yeah.
No, it's not like watching a movie.
Yeah, that's true. I guess that's how you end up dead.
Yeah, a lot. It's okay.
Oh, I have. I'm gonna read that afterwards. But Colin, you have to listen to the end of this episode because Dave did a story with you in mind.
I read. Thank you very much, Mr. Dave.
Yes, it's someone's favorite character. And do not listen to episode 4. Let's play Skyrim.
So I will hunt you down, and I will calm you while I.
I will just say I'll just say whatever happened, it was an accident. It was not on purpose. Whatever happened.
Liar.
The troll just got in the way. I don't know what happened, but there will be a story about Lydia afterwards. Rest in peace, Lydia. Rest in peace. She didn't last very long, considering.
Did you bury her?
She'll be buried in the snow eventually. It was near the top of Hrothgar.
Oh dear.
Okay. Because I saw somebody actually did in one of their Let's Plays. They actually took, I think he was using Jazargo.
Oh, okay.
And he took him to Windhelm and actually was able to do a whole burial thing over there.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if it was a mod, but this is when the game first came out.
Huh.
So I don't know if it's something that's in the game or what the deal is.
I don't know. I've never seen that.
Sounds pretty cool, though.
Yeah, I'll have to look for that. Poor lady. Yeah, no, I mean, if I could bury her in the snow, that would be great. At least she wouldn't be exposed up there. But
be like somebody getting lost up in, what is it, Mount Everest?
Yeah,
they usually leave the bodies out there.
They do just leave the people there. That's true, because it's way harder, way more dangerous to recover than it is than anything else. So it's a pretty dangerous thing. So we are. So it looks like the round table is what? When are we gonna? Do we have an idea of when that's gonna start? I'm sure Andrew has a schedule already and everything, right?
I just got back. I walked myself out. I had a letter back in.
Do you? What do you think? Do we have any plans set up for the round table? What time frame or anything?
I was gonna start it as soon as I was gonna start my character on, marathon day.
That weekend there.
Yeah,
that's kind of what I was thinking right now. Is when you mentioned that. I mean, because the marathon day is almost right after it comes out, right?
Yeah, 2 days later. Yeah.
Right.
I think it's the next day. I think it's coming out on a Friday. Marathon Day is on a Saturday.
Is it coming out on a Friday?
Yeah. I don't know why we talked about that. How weird that is, because media usually releases on Tuesdays.
Yeah, that is an odd day.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Maybe ESO wanted an extra 3 days of people playing their game.
But Michael, that means we need a plan set. We need to know which mods, if any, are going to be available, so we can come up with a schedule of quests and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to be able to find that out until after the game.
You might not find that out until after, yeah.
So that is the drawback. I can have 2 schedules ready to go. If we want to include something if you guys think there's a chance that Frostfall might be ready on release or soon after release, then we can come up with a quest.
Frostfall isn't a quest.
That's not a quest.
Frostfall, but a quest one that adds a big
Well, I mean,
or we can do whatever you guys want to do. We can just go through the Dragon Quest again. I don't care. That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do that.
Maybe. What if we did like rebuilding Helgen or something?
That might be there. Yeah.
We haven't had enough of building in Bethesda games right now.
That's questing too.
Yeah, that one has little quests to rebuild Helgen, right?
Nice.
Yeah, it's a good mod.
That's exactly the sort of stuff I'm interested in doing. But of course, I'm going into this blind. Schedule-wise, I'm cool with all the vanilla game stuff and the DLCs, but I need your guys' input.
You know, we could
basically have to make the schedule because I have no idea.
We could probably mix it as we find out what things become available. We could probably mix them in pretty easily.
Now, I was going to say, are those quest mods something that you would have to load at the beginning of a character, or will those be able to be added?
Depends on the mod.
Depends,
some are, some aren't. Helgen Reborn is one that you generally want to. You don't have to, I don't think, but you generally want to start at the beginning of a game. But like Felscar, I think you can just drop that in anytime.
Yeah, because it's a separate land, so it really doesn't affect where you are anyway.
Felscar's kind of like Solstheim, like you go off to it.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Worm's Tooth as well. They both are. I mean, they have NPCs that interact, in Skyrim, but essentially it's a separate land.
Yeah, those two sound perfect. So if we can go ahead and schedule, I don't know, if we want to pick some sort of quest line to go with, that'd be great. And we can add those in if they are available to be added in. If not, we can add
I seriously doubt it, that, for instance, Worm's Tooth is now gone from the Nexus.
So that won't be there.
I think on the marathon day, we could, since the game already came out, then we can actually just button everything up and plan it. That could be the planning day.
That's a good done. Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I would think the best bet would be to see what comes available as we're going through it, because we can always. Most of them are small enough where you can go through, go through them without too much.
Okay, well,
effort.
we can. We don't have to make a snap decision right now. We can sort of plan it as the game approaches.
Yeah.
But yeah, I assume that we'll do something in the vanilla game to start.
That would probably be a good idea as our base, and then we can have the other stuff around it.
Yeah, but I am excited to be adding some story mods. That'll be fun for me.
Yeah, I like a lot of those. They're fun. They're at least different anyway. Some of them are good, some are bad. But
listening to you, Michael, play them, or Victor and Colin talk about them, they always sound really fun.
Yeah, I wish. Let's see. Well, was it Forgotten City? Is that what it was? That one's pretty small. That might make it over. Possibly.
Oh yeah, I'd say that one would be good, especially since the guy's in part of the group as well, right?
Yeah, and also it has multiple different endings as well.
Right.
Is Carjo essential?
I don't think so.
I think I can't. I just ran through a dungeon and I can't find him anywhere.
He might be dead.
I think I killed Carjo, I guess.
Yeah. Don't.
I think he's essential until you pick him up as a follower.
Oh, and then he becomes
So you can't kill him until he follows you, and then you can kill him. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Fantastic.
I think it's because he does have that one quest for you to find his pendant or whatever.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
yeah.
his scrolls or something,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
Pendant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Scrolls is Jizargo.
Yeah, that's Jizargo at the college, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carjo it's like a moon pendant or something that Carjo has.
Yes, you guys are right.
That's the one, the moon pendant.
That's one thing that I like about the follower mods for Skyrim is that they make most of the followers essential, or they can. Because I really don't like dying followers. I like to keep my followers with me.
And Fallout, they kind of cheated and make it so that if you've lost them, they just magically turn the corner and they popped up again all of a sudden. But in Skyrim, you would lose them, and then it would be a huge pain in the ass to have to try to keep them around sometimes.
Yeah.
Like reloading.
Oh yeah, especially if you took different paths other than the roads to places.
Yeah.
It could take them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could take them like 3 times as long to get where you just went.
Yeah, exactly.
The followers in Fallout 4 are horrific. I would gladly take running all over a mountain for half an hour looking for Lydia than having to put up with the crap that's in Fallout 4.
Yeah, the AI is pretty bad. It really is.
Yeah. Yeah, I just shot Deacon like 2 or 3 times yesterday, trying to snipe some stuff because all of a sudden he's walking in front of me. And then he goes, ow, 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 ow!
Yeah. And he's lying about. I'm tired of listening to him talk about Proust.
I just found out the other day that the host of that show, Critical Role, Matthew Mercer, is the voice of not Deacon, the other one.
Wow.
The one that's in the bar.
Great.
McCready, yeah, he's the voice of McCready.
Oh wow.
One of the voice actors that are on that play some of the characters is the voice of the male robot that you make in Automatron. And another one of them, Sam Riegel, he's a harborman and a synth in Far Harbor. So half the people that are on Critical Role are actually in was it Fallout 4?
What's their connection, Colin?
Huh? The voice actors.
I know, but do they have like a previous relationship with Bethesda specifically or something, or?
Was it Sam Riegel done and Liam O'Brien done loads in Fallout New Vegas?
No.
But no named characters, I don't think. Just
that's fun. That's cool.
Scumbag 1, Scumbag 2. That's what.
Hey, we were just talking about followers. One thing I did notice, I think added by the recent DLC for Fallout 4 with the Vault Tech, build your own vault, is they added something where you can actually track your companions now.
Oh, that's nice.
And I thought that's something that's been missing for a long time. Something I wish would be on Skyrim, and I'm sure there's mods for that, and I can't wait.
There are, yes. Yeah. There is a follower tracking mod.
Oh, that'll be so nice to get access to stuff like that.
Again, that may or may not get ported over. Don't get your hopes up.
Yeah, but someone will write a new one, I bet, eventually.
Maybe. Yeah.
That's the thing about new additions. It brings new energy and new interest to new people, maybe even. So.
I guess it depends on how much interest there ends up being for people who don't have the previous version. You know what I mean? Because it's going to be full 60 when it comes out.
That's what I thought I heard, but it seems a little ridiculous. I would have thought they'd price it at like $39. But
yeah, me too. But yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, so I mean, I think it's going to depend. I think the price point's going to have an effect as well.
I would have thought they'd do it at 50, like they've done for like Halo and stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's not a new game, but it's not, it's like a game of the year edition. So
yeah.
I mean, even 50, it's still a little bit high for a game that's this old. But I mean, the fan base is there is the problem also.
Yeah, that's true. The console fan base of Elder Scrolls is huge, so you are getting the people who moved on. And I really hope the load screens aren't like Fallout 4's load screens. Jesus, they're really long, man.
Are they long on the consoles?
Oh my God, they're endless. I feel like they're endlessly long.
Must be used to it. They don't bother me.
Yeah, you know what it is? I think it's because I play Skyrim on the PC and the load screen's like
spoiled by the master race BS.
Yes. I feel like
they are pretty slow on the PC, aren't they? They're pretty short on the PC, aren't they?
Yeah, they're really short. Yeah.
Guys, spoiled by your short load times. You need to be real men and wait. Learn patience.
But I feel like I'm aging while I'm waiting.
That's right.
You are. That's the thing.
Technically, yes, I am.
You need to have. That's why you have, a Dostoevsky. Read right through that whole thing before you get to level 50. I guarantee.
Sometimes you could.
I don't know. For Fallout 4, I think you should be reading Kafka, but that's.
Yeah, that's a good call.
That's true. Yeah, that would be more appropriate. Yeah.
Kafka is a load.
I mean, I don't need to get a beer every every 1 to 3 minutes. You know.
I don't need to.
Don't worry.
I don't know. I heard about all this amazing beer in San Diego, and then I was in the gas lamp, and all they had was like Miller Lite, and I'm like, "What the hell is going on down here, Juan? What is going on?"
I have no idea what's going on. Because all the good beer is in North Park.
Yeah, that's what we'd heard, and I'm like, oh, I but we didn't have a car, so we were where we were. And speaking of San Diego, I saw a Norden Argonian walking around, so that was entertaining. I
saw you posted that picture.
I think I got a picture of them from behind because I was sitting in front of a giant air conditioner, not moving, because it was real warm those couple days.
It was warm, yeah.
Yeah, so I was in front of like a 24-inch vent blasting cold air. And I was a little distracted by that, but yeah. No, they were really good costumes, though. The Argonian was great looking. I was like, wow. It's like, that's impressive.
Yeah, those guys put so much work into those costumes.
Oh, it's incredible.
Yeah, I was following some of the cosplay people, and they'll sit there. Sometimes they'll post, like they're putting down their patterns and cutting everything out and painting and stuff. I'm like, oh my goodness, it's so much time that they put into that.
Yeah, it's an intense amount of work. Some of them, it's like crazy. I saw a lot of Fallout ones this year.
That one's easy. It's the blue outfit, right?
Yeah. Most of those are just jumpsuits, so I didn't see any power armor. I was hoping for a power armor.
Yeah, I saw one girl actually made had the suit, and then she had her own Pip-Boy.
Yeah.
I think she actually made the Pip-Boy, and then she made her own. What's the gun that the first energy weapon you get?
Oh.
From the Minutemen.
The Righteous Authority.
No, from the Minutemen.
That's the
laser trait.
The one you wind up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Laser musket.
Yeah. She actually made her own laser musket and stuff. I was like, oh,
nice.
Wow, that's so awesome.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they do all the little intricate details of it and everything, too, and I was just like, that's an art form in itself.
Yeah, that's an incredible amount of time they put in, and some of it looks so amazing.
Yeah, because I mean they take the time to learn to sew and learn to do all the crafting and everything. Yeah. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's what.
Some really cool power armor when she was at, like, I don't even remember what hers was called. She was at, like, Fantastic Fest or something like that recently.
Okay, wow, that's
you
cool.
saw a power armor there. Cool.
Foam rubber power armor, I think.
Yeah, that's what usually it's. Yeah, some kind of foam. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really retains the heat, I'm sure.
Oh my God, yeah, yeah. You don't want to smell anybody at Comic-Con, let alone somebody who's been in cosplay of any kind.
Oh my goodness, foam rubber cup, gross.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why their outfits are so skimpy on some of them.
Yeah, that's
stay
true.
Cool.
Stay cooled off. Yeah, it's not the best smelling place in the world when that many people get together. Let's just say, and many people have slept out overnight, not showering. Well, I guess that's all we have. Stay tuned for Dave's story of Lydia for us, some of her new backstory. And
that's all. Dave, really thanks for your dedication and for sending it.
It's amazing.
It's super appreciated. I love listening to it every week. It's just so involved, and you go from character to character and story to story and here and there, weaving family members in and out. It's incredible. Just keep up the good work. It's really good stuff, Dave. The only thing I could make a suggestion of, Dave, record some audio. We'd love to hear your voice, buddy, and send in your own audio back. We'd love to hear that sometime. You're awesome.
Well, poor Dave has retired and now has to do yard work all the time. So,
so yard work in Skyrim, huh?
Yeah. So the poor guy retired and thought he was done with work, and then he has to do all this damn yard work. So, I'm like, well, maybe I should never retire.
Buy a flat, Dave.
Yeah. All right. Well, guys, I got to take off.
Right on.
Happy 100th, and hopefully another few hundred more.
Great.
Hopefully we
All right, guys.
we don't get to
See you
100
on.
before
Later
6
on.
comes out. See ya.
Yeah, well, Michael, before you close down the show, I just like to give a special thanks for creating a community that's become so near and dear and basically my only source of entertainment these days. Built this little world, and we're all doing podcasts and having a good time within it. So, congratulations on 100 episodes. It's been wonderful for you to drag all of us into it.
to drag everybody, as I drag everybody along.
I didn't want to do anything. You made me do it all.
But it's been fun. So.
It has been. It's crazy what podcasting can do. What did you think when you were starting the show? What sort of? I know you probably didn't have anything in mind, but pretty much, yeah.
Have in mind.
I just thought, like, all right, maybe some people email in and just say some stuff.
And 100 episodes, really 170 episodes later.
Yeah, probably something, and multiple shows and all kind.
What are the shows that run off? Well, of course, the Skyrim Roundtable.
Well, there was obviously Roundtable.
And then there was the mod. There was Modcast.
Yep, Modcast.
The Lore Show.
Yes.
There's 3 shows that just spun off of that, and then you started the Fallout feed. And the Fallout Feed Roundtable, of course, off of that. So there's like 5 shows there.
Yep. And then Jeremy hopped on, started doing his thing.
And ASA Game Talk is 6, and then Jeremy's CF Talk is 7. So you've sprung a little family of 7 shows here. It's incredible.
Well, it's not me. It's everybody else.
Well, I mean,
You know what?
Starting it
without you starting this little 4-minute Skyrim podcast.
Yeah, that's true. It was like 4 minutes, wasn't it?
None of us would be talking here right now. So thanks for starting this community. It's been great. I know everyone's loved and hopping in. And
well, it's crazy how many people were joining the group and stuff now with the Fallout thing. It's like exploding.
Yeah, Fallout brought a lot of people in. I'm hoping the new re-release of Skyrim will bring another fresh wave of people in.
Yeah, me too. I'm hoping people join in, and because some people play for a while and come back.
Well, plug your Etsy t-shirts because really awesome shirts, man.
I still got to set up the store. I got to finish setting that up.
Okay.
Well, I've been post vacation has been a little hectic. And I got an air show next week to prepare for, so that's a whole nother ball game. So I'm hoping to get that done before the end of the summer now. I've moved back my timeline a little bit, but it's definitely going to be before the charity podcast.
Yeah.
Which is in end of October, so
give you a little bit of time.
But I'm hoping before the end of the summer we'll have the Fallout and the Skyrim shirts.
Nice.
Thank you, and congratulations on 100 episodes.
No, thank all you guys for doing all the stuff. I just sit here and talk sometimes. And everybody else who's written in or whatever, that's always the good stuff.
Yeah.
That's the fun stuff. I mean, because literally I went up to San Diego and all the people I went with were people I met through podcasting.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, through different ones, obviously, Lost and stuff like that. And blowing up my messages right now is one of those friends. Those are all people I met just through podcasting. So if I facilitate it in some little way, that's awesome. Because other people facilitated that in other ways, in the past. So I think that's where I came at it from.
Yeah, just pass on the philosophy.
Yeah. And then one day I'll become a millionaire. Or maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, or maybe not. That might not happen, probably.
I don't know how that works once you crack that code.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just going to keep going to work and see what happens.
Let's call it a fun hobby for now.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I would think it would suck to podcast for a living, quite frankly. I'm just saying.
I think very few people actually do make a living at it.
Yeah, there's very few. Very, very few. I couldn't do it. You'd be sitting in a damn chair all the time. I like being outside. Screw that.
Yeah. Well, the people that do, like Leo Laporte, for instance, those guys are, were professional radio and TV people before podcasting. So
yeah, they were established.
Yeah. So.
Well, thank you, everybody, for joining me for the 100th. And hopefully we will get together and start doing some little guides for the upcoming special edition or whatever they're calling it. All right, before this audio goes to crap,
Log out.
let me close. Let me stop the broadcast here and just say later, everyone. All right, everyone. I wanted to get into Dave's feedback. I am sitting here holding a microphone like Wink Martindale, because Connor's in my way of my mic stand, playing Scrap Mechanic. And laughing at me. All right. So anyway, Dave wrote in for the 100th episode. Congratulations on your 100th Skyrim Addict podcast. This story is dedicated to Colin, as we talked about. He, like me, thinks Lydia gets a bum deal by everybody. Hope you enjoy it. Best wishes to all the contributors and listeners, and enjoy the day. And he enjoyed the audio playthrough. That's awesome. P.S. Makachia has now killed off Ulfric and is now back to running the 2 guilds. Muscasia is en route to Morthal, but got diverted by some necromancers. Quickhand has arrived in Morrowind and has his papers. All right, here we go. Memories from the journal of Lydia Drafosdotir. Everybody's going to laugh at me for that. Memories from the journal of Lydia Drafosdotir. Blizzard Rest, 17th of last seed, 4th era, 186. Mother is really pissing me off. Her latest idea to toughen me up is to drop me off above the snow line near a bloody giant's camp called Blizzard Rest. I was given her crappy, worn-out iron armor, iron sword, and iron shield, and that was it. No food, no water, no knife. I have to live off the land and get home to Whiterun. I'm not allowed to travel south from here. Gods, I am nearly 17 years old, and I've lived off the land around Whiterun and Riverwood for years. How hard can it be? And that was a letter. And here we go. A mother's test. I leafed through some of my old journals while my Thane and his Khajiit friend fished in the river outside the house. They were being watched hungrily by Drogo, who lay in front of the door as usual. He had that I'm going to be fed look. I had been moving the last of my belongings into the house and putting them safely in my room when I came across this old journal. I remembered that journey like it was yesterday because that was when I got my steel armor. My mother dropped me off from the wagon, turned it, waved goodbye, and headed south to Whiterun. The Giants' camp was about 100 paces east from where I was, and I wasn't going any closer. They are big, bad-tempered buggers at the best of times, and Mother had dropped me off right beside the mammoth herd. I headed north away from them both and Mother. So here I was in a snowy forested area scavenging for wood, food, and water. I walked slowly and quietly through the trees, looking for some signs of habitation. Absolutely nothing. I kept my thirst at bay by eating snow, and my hunger was satisfied by eating snowberries, which I love, by the way. I heard wolves howling away in the distance. From the sounds, they were in front of me, but I couldn't guess how many. For more than one, I had thought to myself, and not too far away. I readied my sword and shield and kept moving along as quietly as I could, given this crappy iron gear. They were getting closer. I shinned up a handy conifer and got halfway up when they appeared from the northwest, a family pack of 2 adults and 2 pups. I just sat on the branch while they cast about looking for me. They could smell me, and it was driving them mad because they couldn't find me. The 2 pups settled down below me and my tree, and went to sleep. The adults suddenly moved on. They had scented something more interesting in the shape of an elk, and they started to chase it. The pups never moved. It must have been a long day for them because neither of them moved when I took the opportunity to drop straight down onto them with my sword blade striking one and my boots landing on the other. They were both dead before they knew what had happened. I hoisted the corpses up in the tree and waited. The female wolf came bursting back into the clearing and raced straight at me. Bad move. Up came my shield, a block, and then a strike with my sword in the back of the neck. Papa Wolf now appeared, and I moved right back to the tree and waited. He wasn't going to get to circle me. He was going to have to face me straight on like his mate. Same technique, and I had 4 wolves to skin and butcher. I just had to find a sharp rock, some timber, easily done in this kind of terrain. I even managed to get some edible mushrooms and flowers while I foraged. I skinned and butchered them, getting some good pelts. Made a rough bedding from a pelt and some decent ingredients for my alchemy. I had now gotten a decent fire going, and in the glow, I made a longbow and some stone arrows. Not great, but useful until I could make something better. I decided to rest up in the tree with the fire blazing away below, and the heat rising up to keep me warm. It also kept me out of sight of the 2 bandits who were now creeping up towards the fire and my bedding. I knocked my arrow and waited. The first drew a dagger and moved slowly towards the bedding. The other waited and watched. He died almost silently with an arrow through his throat. I could hardly miss at 20 paces. His friend froze, and I fired an arrow straight into his leg. A lucky hit, because I got him in the knee, and down he went, whimpering, trying to get the arrow out. You got me, Dave. Where's your camp, and how many are there, you little shit? I snarled, and pointed my arrow at his groin. He whimpered and quickly told me it was in some old dwarven ruin northwest of here, and not far from the Vigilant House. Now I know where to go, where not to go. If you don't drop your dagger, I'll just see how far this arrow will go into your other knee. Then I'm maybe going to put one in your right elbow, and maybe another one in your other elbow. Then I'll leave you beside this nice warm fire, maybe. Or maybe I'll just put the fire out, I said conversationally. He dropped the dagger. I really don't like low-life robbing bastards like you trying to sneak up on me, I added, and then shot him through the neck. Gods, I hate bandits. I dragged them into the undergrowth, and after stripping them of anything useful, a dagger, half-filled water skin, a few coin, 2 pieces of venison jerky, some poor leather, and fur armor that I broke down into leather strips and leather. I slept fitfully for a couple of hours up in the tree before daylight wakened me. I broke my fast with jerky and some water. Now I headed north and slightly east towards where I thought the road was. I could see the cobbles just up ahead, and suddenly there were 2 bloody frostbite spiders. Frostbite spiders are nasty buggers, and you have to keep your distance and dodge out of the way of their poison spit. I'm glad I took the time to make my bow and some arrows. Bow out and easing my way back up the road, firing as I went. Occasionally I would turn and run up the road to make sure nothing else was there, then turn and fire. I only got hit the once before I killed them both. I was lucky it hit my armor. If I had been hit in the face, I was dead because the bloody poison binded you and you were helpless. Now I can make some progress following, but not on, the road heading north. I was keeping my sword and shield out at the ready. You never know what you might come across. A patrol of guards passed me heading south. One had asked the sergeant as they passed if the bandits at Fort Fellhammer were worth all the bother. Boy, did he get a bollocking. Serves him right, idiot. I decided to follow them because this looked interesting, with maybe an opportunity for simple country lass like me to see how these guards compared to the Whiterun guards. They were pretty damn good. I only had to get involved when a bandit ran out of the fort towards me. I took him down with my sword and shield. He had a steel sword and a shield, but he really couldn't use them. I could, so I kept them, along with his steel arrows. His hunter's bow was broken. The guards continued south under patrol. I had a good look around the fort, but they had stripped the place bare of anything worthwhile. I just headed back onto the road north and past another giant's campfire off to the west. As I rounded some large rocks, I heard howling. Bloody wolves again, I thought, but this time I had some decent steel arrows and a good sword and shield. I eased forward round the rocks and stopped. A pack of about 5 or 6 ice wolves were crossing the road about 50 or so paces ahead of me. I waited quietly, hardly breathing. There were too many, and one ice wolf is bloody hard to kill, never mind 6. The smoke from the giant's fire seemed to be masking my scent, and for that I was grateful. I waited until there was no signs of them and headed on alongside the road once more. I was passing an old ruin, an ancient barrow maybe, when a couple of skeevers burst out and attacked me. Sword and shield won the day. These little buggers were fast, but they weren't fast enough for me. 2 skeevers skinned and butchered, and I was on my way again. I could see what I assumed was Dawnstar in the distance, just west of the crossroad I was coming up to. A band of Khajiit merchants passed, heading south on the road. I shouted a warning to them about the ice wolves and got an acknowledgement from one of the guards. I wonder what he meant by finding warm sands. I made it into Dawnstar with no prospect of any sleeping place. I couldn't afford the money the innkeeper wanted for the room. It definitely wasn't like Whiterun. I headed up towards what looked like a mine. I could sleep there if nobody objected. Maybe even do a bit of mining if I could get a pickaxe and make some money. The boss, a woman, was a bit short-tempered, but she offered good money for ore. Her husband ran their other mine near the harbor. They seemed to argue a lot over trivia. Not a happy marriage by the looks of it. I did find a pickaxe in the mine and set to work. It kept me warm. I had protection and a place to sleep for a couple of nights. Mother would have been proud of me. Not. I only sold half the ore to Bythild and smelted some in iron ingots, then into steel ingots with the charcoal I discovered next to the smelter. I kept all the rough gems I found for myself. The blacksmith's son was the runner for the mine workers. Quite chatty and friendly. He introduced me to his father. I managed to convince him to let me help in the forge. That man was an artist in steel, even though he was more a weaponsmith rather than an armorsmith. He taught me some basic steel and smithing techniques I still use today. I made my first steel boots and gauntlets over the next couple of days with the steel I had smelted. Not perfect, but it was a start, and definitely improved my blacksmithing skill over these days. I worked in the other mine for a couple of days and harvested quicksilver ore and more rough gems. I knew bugger all about quicksilver, or maybe mithril, people called it. Both. I just sold the lot to the owner for a fair bit of gold. Not enough for made armor, but enough to buy enough steel to make basic steel armor. I still had to keep the crappy iron helmet, though. I still had enough money to get the ferry to Solitude, and knew if I had enough gold, I could get a wagon from there to Whiterun. I did. I looked at my entry for my return. Whiterun, 29th of last seed, 4th year, 186. Mother's really pissed off. Her latest idea to toughen me up didn't quite go to her plan. I am so in big trouble. And that is the latest from Dave. I know also Sherry appreciates it very much, as she mentioned in the Facebook group. So those of you who are fans of it, definitely let us know. And, if you have any feedback for the show, Skyrim Addict Podcast, gmail.com. Don't forget we'll be doing our live charity event coming up in October, at the end of October, October 29th. And that will be for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. We'll be raising money for, last year we raised, I believe it was $585 for Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. And that was when the Fallout feed was just starting out. So this year, we'd like to do a little more, and we'll have some giveaways and things like that. So there'll be more details of that coming up in the future weeks here. So if you're new to the show, just October 29th, we're doing like a 12-hour live stream, and raising money for Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, and also kind of giving away some items as well to people who donate. So keep an ear out from that. To be more info here and on the website, asapodcasting.com, and just go check out all the shows or leave feedback on them. That would be awesome. thanks everybody for listening to these last 100 episodes of the regular show here. And be back again pretty soon. And why is my cat jumping in that box? All right. Later, everyone. Thanks for listening to this episode of Skyrim Addict. You can find all of our contact information, YouTube channel information, as well as other shows over at asapodcasting.com, including our newest show, The Fallout Feed. Special thanks to Claire Lafar for the show's artwork. You can find her stuff at etsy.com/MayaFirePrints, MayaFirePrints. And a thank you to Dan Bull for the use of his music in the Roundtable Open and Close. You can find him on YouTube or iTunes. Just search Dan Bull. Once again, thanks for listening, and later, everyone.